How about the full circle of him and Mats? When Mats threw his broken stick and Alfie made fun of him.
Oh, yeah.
And all
That's right.
the Swedish conflict between those two guys. And now they're working together. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That's right. There was that thing.
There is that low-key competitiveness. Yeah.
Clearing the crease. Oh. Clearing the crease. Aye, aye,
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Clearing the Crease podcast, powered by Ozoon. Well played. It's your friends, Commie, Mike Commodore, Razor, Andrew Raycroft. I'm Cball. Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying the show and you're loving the content, and I know you do, with all the add-ons, too, on social media, make sure you're liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel. And if you're listening in audio form, make sure you leave a 5-star review on Spotify, on Apple, and make sure you are following along on Instagram, X, TikTok, or wherever else you may be finding us. And, just quickly here, boys, I got to give a tip of the cap to all of our listeners, all of our viewers, because it is crazy just how much momentum the Clearing the Crease podcast has picked up, really, especially over this past hockey season. And the comments, you know what? We see them each and every week. Thank you. We don't get a chance to reply to all of them, but we really are appreciative. Razor, it's overwhelming what we have seen.
It is, and it has been. It's been awesome for us. We've kind of grinded away on this thing since COVID, really, all the way back to that. And this season was awesome for the NHL. It was easy for us to talk, lots to talk about, and we've caught some momentum here. And then getting together and having those awesome interviews that have been coming out lately with everybody from Toronto and the guys that we had sit down with us just made it even more impressive, more real, more fun. And we, like Cball, you said, it's easier for us to make all this happen with the support we're getting, right?
And Commie, I mean, the Big Red Machine, they love you. Everybody loves Commie.
Thanks, Babs.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe except for one guy. Except for one guy.
And we've loved Commie for a long time, and most people have, but now I think everybody has loving Commie.
No, it's been fun. It's worked out great. It's kind of amazing, just to go for recently, like, what we did when we were in Toronto there and recording, and then, all the, because a lot of people in the Toronto area, a lot of Leafs fans, and so the comments that come in from that, and, even from the guys, for Daryl Sittler and Tiger Williams and guys like that, Ally Frady and the older guys, and you get the comments come in. I see almost all of them. Some are pretty funny. Most of them are like pretty positive too, which I'm not used to. I'm like scared to open my mentions because everything I do, I'm just taking grenades. So the comments are appreciated. There's no doubt about that.
No, it is awesome. It is funny, right? Because without the haters, there would really be no social media. And yet somehow, to steal a line from the old Sally Field, you like us. You really do like us. Well, at least you like Commie and Razor. I don't know. You can probably do without me. But just a quick reminder, everybody, the Clearing the Crease podcast is powered by Ozoon.com. The clearest route to winning big is to play on Ozoon.com because Ozoon's got you covered for all the props, game lines, futures, whether it's on the ice, the pitch, the diamond, the gridiron. Make your power play and score big with Ozoon. Well played. So, Commie, the fact that we are talking to you right now, you are living, you are breathing, and you survived the Stampede.
Well, it's not over yet. But thank you. Yeah.
So there's time. There's time.
There's time for me to screw this up. There's no question. But no, it's been Thursday. I think we went over it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, had all that stuff going on. And then Monday took it kind of off. But then came back here, ended up the hosts of the Cam Daniluk and his wife Shannon are hosting me here. So we hadn't seen them. That came back from the lake. So I'm like, all day Monday, I'm like, man, no more. So I was just drinking waters, get back home here. I was hanging out with my parents and my brother and his family and his kids and stuff. The dogs are running around outside. The kids love the dogs and all that. And then got back here. I'm like, man, I feel great. Not one drink. My parents don't drink, right? So there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm like, well, I should probably replenish. I've had a few drinks around here. I don't want to be, they don't care, but I'm like, you don't want to, as I show up, so I went and got some. Yeah, so I went and got a couple cases of these, why I bought the stiff nudes is beyond me. Like I don't really need the extra 2% of alcohol. But I'm like, oh, these look kind of cool. I've never had that. So I walked in and they were having a glass of wine. And next thing you know, I pounded 10 of those stiff nudes and from like 9 to 11:30. And I go back down to bed. I'm like, oh my God. I woke up this morning. It was worse than any other days. But so far, so good today. Just taking it pretty easy today. But a couple
What
more
happens?
nights.
Well, what happens with the Stampede? Is it kind of quiet until the weekend again, or is it full bore down there, right? Like on a Tuesday, went like all the way through? Because the bull riding's not till the Sunday, right? That's the final.
So the final where the big money comes out, that's on Sunday. But
okay,
to answer your question, I've been saying no all day or just ignoring text messages. If you wanted to go down there right now and go into a tent and get hammered, no problem. There's parties going on. So it's the same thing every day. In the afternoon, there's the rodeo. That goes from 1:30 to 4:30. And then there's a little break. And then the new set of tickets come in. Then it's the chuck wagons in the evening. But yeah, the finals for all that. But that's every day. Like the grounds is open. So it's like, kind of like a state fair sort of. But these tents and parties are going nonstop. Like on Monday, I went to a party at this place called Major Tom's because a buddy of mine was there and he's like, hey, do you mind coming? And I screwed it up. I had an eye appointment at 1:00. Party started at 11 a.m. And I'm like, man, I don't really want to bail. I said I would go. And so I'd like message him. I go, man, I screwed up. But I'm like, I'll see you over there. I go, I'm just coming in, just quickly. I have an appointment. So I walk in there. And so last time I get my eyes checked once a year because my optic nerves look a little different when you look at them. And I had that eye surgery. So they like to keep an eye on my eyes and the pressures and whatnot. Well, like 2 years ago, it was the same kind of, and I always get it done here in Calgary. I did the Flames Nation, their show here in town, and we had a couple beers. It's the Stampede time. So, I didn't have a ton, but I had 5 or 6 and went to my eye appointment. Well, instead of the yearly, the guy's checking my pressures. He's like, whoa. I'm like, oh, and I didn't want to tell him I'd had some beers, right? So he's like, hey, I know you're supposed to come back in a year. I need to see you in 6 months. I'm like, oh man. So I walked out of there. So anyways, I went to this party. So it's going all the time. So I was there for an hour, and there's cocktails everywhere. Everybody's pounding them. And like, oh, hey, Mike, let's talk about Babs. Here's a drink. I'm like, hey, I can't drink. I got to go to the. Oh man, it was a tough hour. People there think I'm a loser. They're like, this guy. I heard this guy's fun. This guy sucks.
Yeah, from old school. Yeah. You're Frank from old school. Like, I gotta go.
I'm out of here.
Gonna do what?
Oh yeah, no, and I had 0 because I'm like, I can't have any. I got to keep these. I don't want to, go back to the eye doctor. I have to come earlier again. So
a true sign that you are fun at parties, right? Like you clearly are. You are fun. I mean, Razor can speak to it. I can speak to it. And not that it's like running around in thongs or anything, but you are fun at parties, buddy.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Just own it. Just own it. You're a good.
Yeah, I get a lot of practice, so yeah, I guess I should be decent at it at least.
Commie, give me a sense of the pulse in Calgary right now. We didn't really get a chance to talk last week of what the Flames have done this offseason, but here's a franchise right now in a full-on rebuild. Yep. Not exactly exciting times when you're a fan of a team that's in the middle of a rebuild. It can take years. You need a little luck along the way. But give us a sense of what's the pulse in Calgary right now with the Flames. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? And what are you feeling? Yeah,
you know what? At the event I was on Thursday, there was Craig Conroy was there, and a bunch of people around. It's the same kind of people every year, but a bunch of hockey talk and people and whatnot going on. I would say when it's nice to hear some Flame stuff, so I don't have to talk about Babs around here. But when I have heard some Flame stuff, I would say by and large, I think everybody here is pretty pumped. Everybody here is being patient. Everybody here is very excited. Although we're going to miss the Saddle Dome, and it's a treasure for sure, and a great looking building. It served its purpose. There's no doubt. It's time for a new arena, so everybody's looking forward to that. And basically, Craig's making moves, picking guys up. Middleton made some fans. He probably hasn't even been here yet, and he's got a lot of fans here already. So I would say overall, the attitude of your average Calgary Flame fan is very, very positive. That's what I think.
Should be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Should be. And they with the guys with Craig Conroy, he gets rope. He gets a lot of rope. He's
he does.
Going to just because he's he's that guy in Calgary, and they've got that window, right, where now it's not no expectations. The bar's low just to keep building for the Flames, and they're doing a nice job. The Nemec thing, they signed him, so he's going to be there for a while. They get their deep back built up. They got Dustin Wolf. They're in a good spot, and it feels like they're teeing it up, and they're really not going to feel heat until that new building opens up, right?
Yeah.
That's when the rubber's going to hit the road for these guys. If they keep making smart moves between now and then, they'll be in a good spot.
Like once that new rink opens, okay, the expectations are going to come up a little bit, and let's start seeing some wins and some progress. But in the meantime, I think they keep making some, and like you said, keep making some moves. Yeah, there is definitely some luck involved in it as well. You got to have some good fortune, but just keep moving forward. And then arena comes, and now we'll see some progress, hopefully.
Yeah, shout out to Craig Conroy, friend of the show. I think
friend of the show.
Hey, Commie joined us here on a Clearing the Crease podcast in our archives. If you want to check it out, you can find it under very difficult circumstances at the time, but Craig joined us at the time and took a few minutes to go down memory lane during the passing of the late great Johnny Gaudreau. But yeah, Craig certainly seems to be trending in the right direction. And that trade with Nemec here, Razor, you obviously see him a lot more in the East, but that guy also aligns with the age, top draft pick. He aligns with the timeline of the rebuild, and now you land yourself a top pairing defenseman.
No, exactly. And Commie talked about fortune. You need a little bit of that because Nemec is a second overall pick who just didn't fit New Jersey in the Hughes thing, and he wasn't happy and they weren't happy. So they get the fortune of him not being happy in one place and giving him the big contract and giving him all the ice time that he's going to get this year. So those are that fortunate points that Calgary's put themselves in a good spot to be able to capitalize on.
Okay, let me throw this to both you guys. Obviously, you've had a few days to digest this. We were hitting record as this whole Leo Carlsson signing went down with Philadelphia and Anaheim, and just a massive earthquake in the hockey universe to go down and give people something to talk about. You guys, I'm sure, have talked to colleagues, you've talked to former players and guys around the hockey world. Commie, let's start with you. Because you're in Calgary, you're in Stampede, people are hot stoving all the time. What sort of buzz you been hearing?
Yeah, I think people are definitely a little surprised. The numbers, I think.
Do they like it?
Yeah, I think so. By and large, I think some people think it's kind of crazy and it's a little bit of a stretch. But I think by and large, I think more than anything, I think I think your average fan thinks it's entertaining. If that makes sense, it's like,
we needed it. We needed it.
Like,
yes.
Oh, yeah, we're just going to come take this guy or try to anyway. So, yeah, I would say it's definitely a good talking point. I've been looking around online a little bit when I'm not in one of these tents, and Pat Verbeek is taking some grenades right now. Like you said, you never know what's true and what isn't unless you're in the room. But, with them being like, what Verbeek was at 12, they were at 15.
Stingy.
Yeah.
A little stingy.
Talked to him before he signed the thing, and a little tight, and they might be biting him a little bit now. But overall, I think it boosts some interest, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's entertainment. It's full on entertainment, and I don't think we'll really know whether this works or it doesn't for either team for a couple of years still. But if nonetheless, it's made it entertaining. And then it just opens up the talk for everybody else. Like this will go into next season. At this time, there'll be a same kind of players, same kind of situation. And the whole talk of June and May and the playoffs will be about who's getting the offer sheet this year. And so for me, it's entertainment. I don't think hockey wise we'll really know, but it does seem like, in this situation, teams are going to be a little more careful to paint themselves in the corner again, the way Anaheim did.
Well, I just wonder, Verbeek had a reputation for grinding guys and being a hard negotiator, right? Like, I wonder if at some point, depending on how things kind of go for Anaheim, like, you completely upset the apple cart in terms of changing the economics of what your own salary structure is going to look like and how it all plays out, right? And so, you almost wonder, unless they have continued sustainable success like they just had in the playoffs here, ending a drought and knocking out the Oilers, like, does this cost them a job potentially? Because, like, you waited, you let this get to a point and this blew up. Like, even if you've kind of matched, like, this has far exceeded anything you would have planned.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. I think you're right, but like, you know, I'm not the biggest Ducks fan in the world. Don't get me wrong, but you know, pay attention, obviously. And I'm up until this point, I thought Pat Verbeek was doing a pretty good job. I'm like, man, this guy's really on top of things, and the Ducks are trending in the right direction. Like what the Ducks are doing, the Flames would love to be doing in a year or two or something like that. And now all of a sudden, the old Philadelphia Flyers, Danny Briere came in there and blew it apart.
For all you Canadian hockey fans right now that like grumbled about Darnell Nurse's $9.25 or in Vancouver with Pettersson's $11.5 million contract or Jonathan Huberdeau in Calgary. I mean, hold my beer.
It's taking those contracts way off the hook. They're right on, like no more EP 40 for 41 for the, or EP 40 for the 11 million. No one's, it's nothing. It's average now. It's average. He's the happiest guy in the world.
Yeah, he's loving it.
Yeah, he's loving it.
All right. Once again, we turn it over to you. This is the time of the episode where we give you, the people, to have a chance to lay in the questions for the rock stars, Commie and Razor. And here this week, it's our fan question. Remember, use the hashtag on any social channels using the hashtag ASKCTC. ASKCTC. Okay, this one coming from Malcolm all the way up from Timmins. Here, look at it. Northern Ontario again, right here. So this week, Malcolm wants to know, easily the best hockey podcast on earth, and it's not even close anymore. Thank you so much for the love there, Malcolm. But he wants to know if you, yeah, it is nice. Okay, so here we go. Wanted to know if you ever had any teammates who had bizarre pregame rituals, or even if he'll tell us if you guys did. So I'm one of Commie's dude followers and proud of it, Commie. So there you go to follow up on last week's conversation.
Maybe I should move to Timmins.
There's a happy dude over there.
I appreciate it.
So, okay, bizarre pregame rituals from a teammate or even you. Commie, you want to kick this one off?
I mean, yeah, I'll kick this one off. I'm so bad at these things, so I got to sit and remember this type of stuff. I've been thinking about it since Stu sent it to us a few minutes ago. But the one that always, and I don't think it's really what Malcolm's looking for, but the one when I think of pregame, the one that always comes back for me is it's not really a pregame ritual. It's just kind of how he was in the pregame and then throughout the entire game, like when I was playing with him. Was when we traded for Mark Recchi. And I don't think I've told this before. And it's not like it's anything like super weird or anything, but this isn't, you got to play a hockey game, or whether, we traded for him. I just played with him for the trade deadline through the game 7 against the Oilers. You get to the rink, you're focused on the game and looking at the lineup, and getting ready and whatever, warming up. And when we first started playing with Mark, I'm like, this is Mark Recchi. Like, this guy's
Hall of Famer.
Unbelievable. Oh, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
This guy's the man. And I still think he is the man. He is definitely the man. But I'm like, where's Rex at? I haven't seen you. After a couple of games, I'm like, I don't really see him before he comes in, puts his gear on. And then in the intermission, when the coach talks, he's in there and then he's gone again. I'm like, man, what's Rex doing? Well, so I kind of wander around looking for him. Well, Rex, and I don't know if it was like his ritual. I'm not even sure what he was doing, but he was constantly on his cell phone. Like the entire, like he was doing something. I don't know what, like sending some texts, but literally every single game constantly on his cell, which like, if I would have done that, I think Rod Brindamore would have, he might have like kicked me off the team. But this is Mark Recchi. Mark, you can do whatever you want. And he played great for us. It didn't matter. So that's one that I always come back to, which I know is not really a pregame ritual. For myself, I don't think I didn't really do too much. I mean, I just kind of tried to do the same thing when things were going well. Like, I would usually put my gear on in the same order. I would, have a few cups of coffee, wander around, but I don't think I was like real crazy with any like thing I had to do or like a specific food I needed to eat. I was pretty loose that way, I would say.
Yeah, it's it's funny because any of the real weird stuff, guys kind of kept it to themselves. Like you really wouldn't notice in your own, while you're doing your own pregame thing, to see guys doing their weird stuff. Because the real weird stuff was like behind closed doors or at home during the, like whatever it was. So for me, kind of the same idea, thinking about it, what always stood out to me were like the guys who got dressed with like 3 minutes before warm up. So like to Commie's point, like the guys who just weren't around when everyone else was getting ready, just really odd that, where is this guy? And the one funny, hilarious thing that happened in Toronto, Ian White was a guy like, he'd have a hot tub before every game, right? Had a hot tub before the game, and he'd come flying in with like 19 or 18, 20 minutes on the clock when we're going on at 16:33, and somehow he'd get his gear on, he'd be out in the warm up. But one day he like fell asleep in the hot tub or took a nap in the hot tub. And everyone's pretty used to him showing up at 19 or 20. Finally it gets down to like 17 minutes. Someone's like, where's Whitey? The trainers go flying into the hot tub. He's like having a nap in the hot tub. 17 minutes. We go flying out and warm. He comes out and warm up. His skates are like half done. 14, 13, 12 minutes left in warm up. We're flying around in Toronto, probably hockey night in Canada. And here's Whitey he's just soaking wet because he didn't even towel off. He puts all his gear on. Almost missed the entire warm up and would have had the equipment managers not gone in and got him. So that was one of the funny ones. It was not his ritual, but he screwed his ritual up. Being late. So that was it was unbelievable. Whitey, just one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
A young guy too. I mean,
he was
a
always
veteran
young.
room raiser. Like,
was
that?
He
How
was
do you get away with that as a young guy?
Wow, it was in Toronto. You got away with most guys. Matt's probably just like, well, I can't deal with these guys anymore. Matt's just like, what am I going to do? But there's 9 of these guys that I'm trying to figure out and handling about it.
I can't imagine like. I forgot about Ian White as well. I played with him just briefly.
He's a beauty,
he was in the hot tub. Yeah, great guy.
He's awesome.
Different dude for sure. But I liked Ian. He was a good guy. But I can't imagine like getting in the hot tub before going on the ice. Like I get like you want to be warm and stuff, but sitting in hot water and like I said, I don't know. That would not be my cup of tea at all.
There was a guy who, with the Senators, with the first year, they finally broke on through into the playoffs. So, like mid to late 90s, a guy named Bruce Gardner. I don't know if you guys ever crossed paths with him.
I played with Bruce.
You played with Bruce? Okay. Yeah.
I think
really nice.
Shit, where did I play with him? In the minors. Anyways, keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, that seems to track. And because he would have been a few years older than you.
Yes.
So anyway, he had a habit, or when the Senators went on a playoff run, he would dunk his stick in the toilet prior to every game.
Oh man.
So that was his pregame ritual in himself.
Okay. Hopefully not right after he used it.
Didn't one of you guys didn't one of you guys share a story that somebody would always like? That's a pregame ritual.
No, we talked that pregame. So like guys running after the coaches meeting to get the stalls. Like it was like everyone had their stall in order, and like the seniority act went first. That's how that worked for sure. But that was prime time. That was that was prime time to get in there.
Yeah, that's not so much that's not so much a bizarre ritual. That's just keeping you right.
No, that's like the 9 coffees everybody drinks in the NHL all afternoon and night to get cooking.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's coming out of you one way or another.
So good. So good. Okay, while we have a moment here, do we want to hit Don't Puck It Up? Commie, you were cooking with one here. You want me to put you on a team?
Ready. I love it.
Yeah.
You got a few of them here this week, I think.
I got a few of them here this week. Yeah, I got 2 of them. But I got a little, so bear with. I wrote some stuff down here because I didn't want to screw it up. So remember when when we were chatting about, and I ran my mouth and I said Austin Matthews wouldn't be a Leaf by the time the draft rolled around?
I do remember that. It was a good clip.
Yeah. Well, Mandeep
just
Gill.
didn't age well.
No, it didn't age well. I was definitely wrong. Mandeep Gill reached out to me on Instagram. Seems like a really good dude. He's like, there's no way like Austin's not a Leaf by the time the draft. Like, let's place a bet or so whatever. I think we put like $20 on it or whatever. So he messages me after, and I missed a couple of them. So I think he kind of thought I was bailing on him, but I was not. And he's like, hey, I don't care about the money. He goes, I don't want money. He goes, can you please just mention my son? So my Don't Puck It Up, my first one here is going to be to the CT listeners. Don't puck this up, I would like you guys to check out this guy's son. He has an incredible story. His name is Deccan Gill. He's been on Sportsnet. He's been on TSN. There's videos of him cruising around like skating before a Leafs game. But his story is he was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, which is like basically a terminal illness at the age of 3. He was told he would lose his ability to walk and be in a wheelchair at the age of 6. And his dad messaged me and said he's happy, very happy to say he's 10 years old now and he's doing great. I watched some videos of him online. His Instagram is Super Deccan. So super at SUPER, and Deccan is spelled DECCAN. But he's 10 years old. He's playing on rec hockey, and they're raising money for muscular dystrophy, which I think is great. And I watched a couple of his videos this afternoon because I'm like, I got to know a little bit of what I'm talking about here. I'd never heard of him. Now I have. But there's videos of him spinning around on the ice. There's videos of him. He's shooting pucks. Like it must be his sister. Little sister is holding like some targets or whatever. And he's hitting these. I mean, if I did that, I'd be getting in trouble for drilling the little girl. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I got that out. So Super Deccan, SUPER and DECCAN. It's a hell of a story. I want to dig more into it. He's got a bunch of videos.
Well played.
Yeah. Anyway,
well played.
So don't put. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's
don't
a well
puck it
played
up,
right
CT
there.
listeners. Go check them out.
All right. Well,
Absolutely.
My don't puck it up. I'm setting Commie up with this one. He can put a lot more backstory into it. But another friend of the show, Ray Whitney, gets his first coaching gig in the National Hockey League. Don't puck it up. The rest of the league probably should have got the wizard here at some point, but we talked about him 4, 5, 6 episodes ago about how he was kind of in the mix and van. He's taken some interviews. He's put his toe back into the ring. So, Commie, give us some insight on that and what Ray Whitney's going to bring to the National League behind the bench.
Well, don't puck it up, Ray Whitney. I'll tell you what, we're expecting that power play to be clicking in LA. Yeah, so that's Ray's basically there to run the power play, from my understanding, assistant coach. To tell you what, I was, Ray's been interviewing for general manager jobs, and he wants to get back in. Ray brought it up, but this was before the Kings hired him. He's like, yeah, I'm thinking about taking a coaching job. And I'm like, say what? Because for those who don't know, an assistant coach, from what I gather, I've never done it, an assistant coach job in the NHL, you are putting some hours in at the rink. Like you are there. Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't say anything. I kept to myself, but I'm like, well, actually I did say a little something. I'm like, Ray, and Ray, for those people who don't know, he works for the league. He does like the player discipline or whatever, player safety. And so he gets files sent to his phone. He gets a nice paycheck. Like, he's busy, but not like super slammed, right? If there's something going on, okay. If not, to me, Gary Bettman ain't calling me to fill that role, but it seems like a pretty good gig. And so I'm like, Ray, really? You want to like coaching? He's like, yeah. He's like, his youngest kid, Harper, is out of the house. She's off to college this year. So he's got an empty house, and he's not bored. I don't think that's the right way to put it, but I think the reason why he's doing it, A, he thinks he can help. B, Ray Whitney knows the power play. There's no question. He knows hockey, but he definitely knows the power play. I think he misses. He wants to be a part of a team, and he wants to get back in there. And at the end of the day, Ray wants to win again. That's, I think, what he misses, and that's his number one driver for taking that role. So good for Ray. Ray's golf game, his index, I assume, is about to go up. Ooh, so
I was going to say,
he'll get his money next summer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Putting 15-hour days in is going to impact your tee time.
Big time. Yep.
I think he's probably okay with me telling this story, but about 8 years ago, Todd Bertuzzi flew into Vancouver to co-host for a week on a local radio station that actually Rogers just pulled the plug on. So RIP Sportsnet 650. But Bert came in, he comes into town for a week of co-hosting with me. And he was going out for dinner to meet up with his old teammate, Travis Green, who was coaching in Vancouver at the time. And Bert at the time, and it's funny because here Todd just wound up winning the Sunderland Cup there in Ontario and in junior hockey, which was, awesome to see. But here he was all keen to maybe want to get into coaching. And this is about 8 years ago. He goes out that night with Travis to bend his ear and get some insight. The next morning, we're sitting there pregame meeting before the show. So it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, man, screw that. He says it's like 15-hour days. I don't want to do that. Forget that. I'm not coaching that. Right away. And so the irony that all these years later, here he is coaching behind the bench. Like immediately the next day, like that guy had like eyes on the prize, wanting to be on an NHL bench, and then came in the next morning, was like,
no thanks.
That's too much work. Yeah. Okay. Don't puck it up on my end. Daniel Alfredsson. Imagine Rocket Richard joining the Leafs, or Bobby Orr being a Montreal Canadian, or how about Steve Yzerman as a Hawk, or dare I say Commie being an Oiler. I mean, some things are just
that right now. Keep going.
I thought I'd slide that one in. No. I thought you'd appreciate that one. Some things are just unimaginable, and that's why I nearly drove off the road when I heard that Daniel Alfredsson joined the Toronto Maple Leafs. The most beloved senator of all time jumped ship to join the Leafs as an assistant. Now, look, I love Alfie, one of my all-time favorites, so I'm going to trust he knows what he's doing here. But Alfie, don't puck this up. I mean, it's going to be really weird seeing you hoist the cup in the event that the Leafs actually figure it out and make this happen. Can you imagine that? Daniel Alfredsson hoisting a Stanley Cup as a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs? Like, every Ottawa fan would just feel freaking dirty. Ugh. Don't puck it up, Alfie.
How about the full circle of him and Mats? When Mats threw his broken stick and Alfie made fun of him. And all the Swedish conflict between those two guys, and now they're working together. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That's right. There was that thing.
There is that low-key competitiveness. Yeah. I mean, Commie, you played with Alfie. You got a sense of insight of what he is as a person, as a player, a teammate?
Excellent player. I thought he was a great guy. I still, to this day, haven't ran into a Swedish guy I don't like.
No,
but Alfie was awesome. I mean, I wasn't around him long, obviously. And I smoked him in playoff scoring in 2000 and what was that? 2008. Sorry, no, but great dude and a hell of a player.
Awesome. All right. On that note, just a reminder, everybody, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube for more Clearing the Crease content powered by Ozune.com. Follow along Apple, Spotify, X, Instagram, TikTok, because the Clearing the Crease podcast is powered by Ozune.com. The clearest route to winning big is to play on Ozune.com, because Ozune has you covered for all the props, the game lines, the futures, whether you're on the ice, on the pitch, on the diamond, on the gridiron. Oh, yeah, that's coming soon here, too. Training camps for the NFL just a few weeks away. Love it. Make your power play. Score big with Ozune. Well played. That is Commie. That is Razor. I'm Cebulski. Our producer is Stu Stone. We're hanging and banging here. Thanks so much for all the follow-alongs. Thanks for watching right here on the Clearing the Crease podcast, powered by Ozune. Well played.